Hi, this is Shubham, and in this video, we will be learning about how to correct the wrong date format into the correct one. And there are a lot of different scenarios and different types of incorrect dates we get from any external source. Or sometimes we download the file, sometimes we copy and paste the data from different websites. Sometimes we get incorrect dates from format from the ERP application, and then we import that data. We need to change that format as well. So technically we need to create a formula that corrects the date format. And sometimes people use text to columns utility to make sure that they can correct the format, but there is a risk in that feature as well. Sometimes it corrects your date, but sometimes it is not, and it is a better approach to use the formula approach. Apply the formula to correct the incorrect date format, and in this video I will be telling you about 4 to 5 incorrect format dates which we get from the different kind of data source and how to correct them in Excel by applying some functions and formulas. So let us start. As you can see on my screen that there are few columns, few 5 columns, and the first column represents the dates which are incorrect, and there are different kinds of incorrect dates and formats which I got from one of my clients. And I make some helper columns to make sure that I can explain this last final correction columns. But before that, step by step, I can tell you that how I made them correct. So I got the first column from the client. And if we can review this column, you can see on my screen that first I have a date with a 09 hyphen 28 hyphen 19, and this is the hyphen sign has been used in this date format, although it is on the right side, and we generally know that when we enter a date into the cell, it goes on the right side of the cell because dates on the back end and numbers are always populated on the right line in the Excel, right? But this these are not the exactly the correct dates. These are not functioning as dates. And how I got to know is I just applied a function which is called isNumber. So basically, isNumber is a function which checks that if a cell contains a number or not, and it returns a Boolean value, either true or false. So if a date is available in a cell with the correct format, the isNumber should return true. Now, in this scenario, it is returning a false. So this means we need to correct the format of this particular date set in order to make them that date in Excel. And as we go downwards, then again we see one of the different kinds of format which is in the slash format date. And then the slash format date, and this is one of the correct format which we have the default type in Excel basically in the slash form. The month comes first, the day is in the between, and year comes at the last. So again, this is a number in is checking that it's basically a date is a correct date or not, and we know that the slash format on the right side of the cell is basically the default correct date format in Excel. Here is number function is returning the true, so we don't need to correct this date because these are already correct one. So first we need to correct these hyphen dates, and I will let you know that how to correct them. Let us go to further more incorrect formats now. Again, you can see that here we have some dates. First of all, these dates are not on the right side. These are on the left side. And technically there is one issue is that these are not being marked as a number because of this number is giving us the false, the which means this is not particularly a date. And in this, although it is a slash format, the month are coming at the start, the day are in the middle, and the year in the last, but it is still not in a correct format. So we need to correct them as well. And I will tell you one function which will make it as a date value. So how to correct them? Again, we have some dates which are true and we have some dates which are false. So this is a kind of a data which I got from the client, in which we have some very different kinds of formats of the dates and we need to correct them for that client. So initially I applied the function to get either true or false. And I knew that after applying the filter function, I can just filter the false. So whatever the dates are incoming in the false in this column B, I need to correct these dates from format, right? So I don't need to pick one which is are in the true. So after getting the status of the incorrect dates from the is number function, now I need to come to the correction side and I have got the help for one of my column, that is C column. I will correct the dates in the C column first, and what I am doing in the C column is I am splitting basically the dates which are already corrected in the column C, and I just need the false those dates which are not corrected. As column B gives me the boolean value, column B shows me either the date is okay, which generates the true value, or the date is not correct and it generates the false. In the column C, what I am doing is I am just getting those dates which are correct. So for example, here you can see that 9th December 2019, which is in the correct date format. So I need, instead of true, I need that date, and those dates which are not corrected, which within the data, I just need the false. So in the column, I am splitting. I am just getting all those dates which are true here, and also I will be correcting one of the first different and wrong date format which is in the slash format. So here in the first column C, first I have applied the logical function which is the if function, and if function is very basic function I have used, which tells you that if B2 is equals to true, here, if B2 generates the true, so if A2 contains a date and B2 generates the true, so it gives me a date from the A2. Otherwise, if the date is not in the correct format, which is the false, so B2 gives me the false in C2. So I have just used the logic based on the if function, that if the date is correct gives me the date, if date is not correct gives me the false in the column C. That's all the meaning it's all about. And I move to the first collection of my data of the wrong data. The data set is of the date is that if you can see here, some of the dates are on the left side, which is already in the slash format, but these are not correct because this number is generating the false here. So first of all, if you see these kind of dates which are in the slash format, but these are not actually the dates, we just need to apply one function which is called the date value function. So basically, date value function convert these dates as a value. All right. So this is a simple, the first method to correct these kind of incorrect format dates into the correct ones is date value, because the slash format at the alignment of the month, day and year is basically correct, but overall property is in the text. So to make sure and to correct it into the date format, what we have applied, you have applied the date value function which will correct it. So in the column C, I have explained to you that if you get these kind of incorrect proper dates, you can correct it by applying the date value function. All right. So I have corrected all these kind of dates and I have highlighted in yellow because I want to show you that this was the first solution of these kind of incorrect dates. All right. And the blue ones are ones which are already being corrected. We don't need to transform it again, and we are just simply calling it with the help of a function. All right. Now the next task is that these dates which are in the hyphen sign, we need to correct them, and which are coming in the false. So I have applied the date function, and within the date function, you will get, if you read the function syntax and the arguments of the date function, there are three arguments of the date function. The first one is the year, the second one is a month, and the third one is the date. So I have nested some other Excel functions within the date function, and as you can see that you will see right function, the left function, and the mid function, and also the value function. Let you know that why I have used the value function here. But before that, the date function has the three function arguments, which is called the year, month, and date. And to extract basically the month, year, and the day from these kind of hyphens, which are the wrong dates, to the correct ones, use the right now. The first argument within the date function is the year. I need to extract year from the column A, which are on the right side, as you can see. So I have used the right functions. So right, get the date from the A2 and give me two characters from the right side and add 20 in it. Because you can see that there is only written 19, whereas the date is 2019. 2019, so I need to add two zeros also, so two zeros within as a text string, which an ampersand trying to join them together, and overall to make it as a number, I have used the value function. The next argument is within the date function is the month. We know that the month are coming on the left side, which is 09 or 08. So I have used the left function calling the date from A2 when the I need two characters, two number of characters from there. And I have also used the mid function as I need to start from the 4 to value from the starting point every time I need to correct from the position. I have used the mid function again. The data are coming from A2 and starting position will be fourth, because the date starts from with the fourth starting point in every cell and to a number of characters. So this is one of the way, if you see these kind of dates which have the hyphen sign and which are not correct, so you need to apply this formula which you are seeing on my screen, which has some nested functions of right, left, mid within the value, and overall it is covered in the date function. So this is how I corrected this hyphen sign dates with this slash forward, right? And the final correction column, as you can see, which is E column, my case, I just fixed that. The last column, that I am getting all the incorrect dates together in the final column. So I am just using the if function again with the nested of is function. What I am saying in is in the column E, that if in the column C there is a true, so give me that value right in the column E. If in the column C there is a true, so give me that value right in the column E2. Otherwise, give me this value cell which is present in the D2. So if there is a date in C2, give that date in the E2, or if there is a false, definitely the logical test will get incorrect. So whatever is in the D column, get me there. So concluding that, what I am doing is that some of the dates are in column D, then there is a gap. Then some of the dates are in there and there is a gap. So what I'm doing is I am picking up these dates and I am filling this gap by picking the date from the column C, and I have used the logic so that I can get one of my first desired column with all the correct dates. Okay? So that's why what I can do, another option was that I can just hide those columns and I can tell you that these were the incorrect dates and I have made them correct in this way. So I can nest one formula which it can be very kind of a big formula and was difficult to understand. That is why I have made this video in a way that you can understand each step. when you get different and the wrong kind of dates in one column and how to correct them step by step and get the final correction column at the end. The one more practical scenario regarding getting the incorrect dates and how to correct them. So, yes, here is a scenario. There is a customer ledgers we have extracted from the ERP and we have imported that data. Or you can assume that ERP generates an Excel file and you have opened that data in Microsoft Excel application, and we have some customer ID, we have customer names and dates, debit and credit amount and the balance. So particularly we have no work on the other columns instead of just on the date column. So we need to correct these dates, all right? And also that the client requirement was to add 30 in this current date because he needs to make sure that go to the next 30 days date. So first of all, analyzing this date column is what is wrong in this column. So if you can analyze it, that is the slash format. We have learned that in the slash format date, the month comes first, the day is in the middle, and the year is on the last. Now, technically, these are not the dates because the first point is that these are coming on the left side. Number two, the month is not coming at the first, the day is coming at the first. And when in the slash format, the day is coming first, the Excel doesn't make it as a date format. So it's incorrect and we need to correct that, right? So what we need to do is we need to extract the month, we need to extract the date, and we need to extract the year separately step by step. And then we need to join them all together and make it as a date. So if you can see here, I have created a formula which you will find it a bit long, but you need to understand that what is happening in this formula. So as in the previous example, I have used the date function which has three arguments: year, month, and day. And we know that we need to extract the day from the left side. We need to extract the month from the center, middle, and year from the last, adding the 20 in it. Also, so to extract the year, the first argument of the date function is to extract the year from that particular cell. So I have used the right function. Get me the year from the right side from the cell. I just need two characters and add 20 in it. So this will make, for example, it's 17 here. So this will make 2017 to 2017. So to extract the year from this particular cell is a bit easy. Then let's come to the last part of this function, which is the date. Then we will move to the center one, that is the month, which is a bit tricky. So for extracting the day, we know that from these dates, all the days numbers are presented at the left side. If I can tell you that how I extracted the days is like I have used the left to why? Because all the days are on the left side. So first I need to have the cell. So I'm calling this cell C9 and how many number of characters I need to extract. Now you can see that here sometimes because it's 26 is two characters, a might be it can be 6, 7, so that can be 1. Will not adjust number of characters manually. Instead of that, I will be using the function and that will do the technical side of the number of characters. Things like adjusting automatically itself to extract the either one character or the two characters from the left side based on the slash. Excluding the slash basically, so I will be using find function and I will tell that find the slash within C9. All right. Now what find function will do? Find function basically will find the first slash from the left side and give return a number and return a position number of that slash, that this slash is available on which position in the cell. And we know that it is available on the third position, right? So find function finds function returns the particular position of that character within the cell, and I will use the -1 so that I need to exclude that cell position as well. So see that I got the 26 from the left side. What it is doing is the left and the find function combination is basically giving me the day which is on the left side of the two characters. If I just come to the another part of the extracting or correcting the date of this kind of incorrect format, is that how we can basically extract the month numbers from the positioning. So we need the number of the characters of that month. For example, 4, 8, 10, 11, 12, and the month of characters might be length of that either 1 or 2. For example, for the October, November, December, the length of that month number is 2, and before that it is 1. So we need to handle and we need to extract the month number from the mid positioning of these kind of incorrect dates. For doing that, I will guide you that how we can simply apply the find function, and nesting to 3 to 4 find functions will get it done very easily. And as you can see on my screen that I have applied the mid function and within the find function, so that the first slash and the second slash should be eliminated. And what particularly will be left is that the number of that particular month. Okay. So I will explain you step by step this technique. So first I will find the position of the slash in the cell, the positioning of the first slash from the left side. For doing that, we need to use the find function. We are finding the slash from the left side. It is basically work by default from the left side. So we will be finding slash cohesion within the cell, which is C8. So it returns 3. Now we need to find the position of second slash, which is technically 5. Now let us see how we can extract that. Find the slash position, okay, but then the cell C8, all right. And now this third function argument is, and we need to start. If we skip this function argument again, this will return as 3, and we don't need the first slash position for the date from the date. We need the second slash position from that particular cell. So what we need to do is we need to add 1. Why we need to add 1? Because we know that every time from the left side, the first slash is on the third position, and we need to give the command to this find function. That is, start always from the fourth position and move onwards to find this slash. So I am writing from here. Okay. So the second slash position within this state is the fifth position. Now the first slash is on the third position within the cell. The second slash is on the fifth position within that cell. All right. Technically, I don't need to write 4 here as a hard-coded number. What I can do with making a dynamic is I simply copy this function and paste it here, and I will add +1 into it. So it gives me a 5. Now let us say if we have, instead of April, we have the November, and I will choose the month number, which is 11. So you can see that the first slash position and that particular cell is 3, and the second slash position is at 6, right? And now what we need to do, we need to exclude this first slash which is at the third position, and we need to exclude the sixth positioning slash as well. And in the middle of these numbers, we need to get the month number from that particular cell or the date. All right. So for doing that, let me give you the final solution, ultimate solution of doing that. We need to extract the month number from the mid of that particular cell. So we are writing the function here. The text will be the cell preference 4. So that's the C8, which we are using the start number where we need to start. We need to start from the first slash position. So I am writing find slash C8, and I need 2 + 1 as well. Why? Because this particular will give me a position of the slash which is 3. And I don't want this slash to be added in the solution. So I move to one character ahead. So which is the number of that particular month? So that's why I am adding +1 here. And so starting from the fourth position, this technically means starting from the fourth position, which is the one here, and then and then how many numbers of characters you want to extract. So we know that this 6 minus 3 will give me 3. And in that 3, I need to also exclude the 1 here. So that will make a 2, and two numbers of the characters will represent the 11th, which is the November for that cell. So now finally I can just show you how I extracted the month number. Is let me just put the equal sign. Now it gives me an 11, right? And if I change the month, for example, it's not the November, it might be June, for example, 6. So it gives me a 6 here. So how it is working is the first find is locating the position of first slash, which is the 3, plus 1 is the fourth. And this means that start from the fourth position, and this particular portion, as you can see that this particular portion is subtracting this the position of the second slash from the first slash, and that remaining number is also a subtracting from the -1. So this is basically a kind of a dynamic, because we don't know in each of the particular date either the number of character for that particular month can be a one single character, or length of that particular one month can be 2. So for example, if I just change this 6 into 12, for example, I need a 12 as a complete output without the slash sign. And if I increase the 12, which is, let's suppose, making it a bigger number, the increasing the length of that particular position number. So so that this you can see that here we are getting 1 2 1 2. And one technical thing which is you can find in this data set is that if I use the len function, so let me len function basically gives you the length of a cell, the cell which contains the total number of characters, either it is the alphabet or the numbers, or the special characters spaces. Len gives you their number consists of the total number of characters presented in that particular cell. So if I check the length of this particular first date, it gives 5, it returns 5. But when I check the length of this particular date, which is in C10, it gives me 7, because these are the dates. These are the dates in which the slash is considered as a character, wherein these first date which the function is returning 5, in this date, the slash is not being considered as a character. So for example, to correct these kind of dates, we need to go to the custom formatting, and there we need to change the positioning. For example, let me show you. Go to the custom formatting here. You need to change. Likewise, the month should be the first, the day in the middle, and the year in the last. All right. So this is. uh, there are two kinds of different wrong dates presented in this kind of data set. The first one, which represents as a text, or the second one, which is considered as a date but not with the correct format of slash. Because in the slash, the month should become first, and day should be at the second date. There are two different treatments which I showed you in this kind of incorrect format dates. And we need to correct by adding the sum of the text function, the find function, and nesting it together within the date function to correct it. All right. So I hope you like this video, and particularly got the concept that how we can do step by step, and then nesting all the steps together in one set. Thank you.